There's one aspect that does seem to cause quite a lot of confusion amongst companies, and that's the levy. Are you able to explain how the levy works and the account for the apprenticeships?
Absolutely. So the market or employers really divide into two with respect to the levy. So there are large employers, so people for whom the annual payroll is greater than £3 million. And of that amount over £3 million, they pay a very small tax of 0.5% of the payroll. And that disappears into a government bank account, for want of a better phrase. And the employers can then access that money anytime within up to 24 months to pay for apprenticeships. So the training provider or the college draws down from that account to pay for the training for your apprentices. And essentially that means, and if you don't spend that money on the apprenticeships, then you lose it after a couple of years. So essentially that means that the incremental cost of apprenticeship training to large employers is zero. And in fact, it's less than zero because, of course, you get the benefits of the national insurance contribution discount. And also, if it's a recruit, then you get benefits from the government grants for starting somebody. So you could be several £1,000s in pocket for an outlay that is essentially done, so zero. If you're a smaller organization, then you don't pay the levy. And what the government essentially is doing is larger organizations who aren't spending their full levy have some of that recycled to smaller organizations in the form of funding to pay for training. So small organizations pay for 5% of whatever amount cost of training they agree, with the rest of it coming from the government. And so to give you a typical example, a marketing executive apprentice, the full funding is £6,000. So the small organization would be paying 5% of £6,000, which, if my maths is right, is 300. And of course, they're also entitled to the national insurance contribution discounts and to the grant funding back. So against that £300, they'll be getting several £1,000s back in direct short-term financial benefits.